Alright, so I'm finally in a position to be able to talk about the TIE Fighter. So I'm building two simultaneously, a Hero version and a Pyro version. So the fiberglass wings over here will go on the Hero, and I started cutting all these spares for the Pyro because I want to blow the wings up specifically. So there's two plexiglass in there, don't know how well they're going to show up. That one back there is a particle board. Then there's two of just standard cardboard here. That's the wing spars for the Hero, and then here are the wing spars for the Pyro. I'm going to sacrifice one of these for my back table so I can produce the parts for the extra wings. And then over here we have all the other parts for the Pyro. The greeblies are all still boxed away. Let me turn this down. So these are pretty much going to determine how many extra wings I can make, and there's 6 of them extra. So I'm going to have to make 3 more of these pieces here, and then up to 4 more spars as well. 5 total because I'll be killing one. What else? The one part that is missing off this cockpit is the control panel, but I will vacuum form or mold a copy of that when I need to. I should have enough edge runners here for the wings, but obviously if I'm making a lot more, I'll have to do a lot more of them. So I've got this I-beam from Plastruck, and I'm going to detail that up a little more as well. It's just about the right width, so that should be no problem at all. Let's see, let's go over and talk about the Hero for a little bit. So here's all the parts for this guy, again apart from the greeblies. Move the stuff around, don't want to break the wings. Or the spars rather. So this is the part that I'm going to have to vacuum form several of. And what else do we need to talk about here? The cockpit, I guess. I've shown a couple pictures of this before, but I really haven't made too much progress on it. Initially I made this tetrahedron globe just to see how things would fit together on the inside, and what I came up with is, let me take this out of there. Right. One thing I'll talk about first before I pull this apart is once I sanded down the insides as you're supposed to, there's this massive gap on each side there, and then there will be a bit of one on the bottom, but that one won't be as bad as this top is here. I figure I'll probably just wind up pinching that as best as possible and then fill it with whatever. But that's the only way to get this to fit in, otherwise it definitely clamps closed. I don't know if I could drill around the rim here and then fit it in, or how that'll work out, but I'll figure that out later on. I'll also need to duplicate this tube for the Pyro model. So I've been going back and forth on this cockpit. I was going to build it, then I wasn't going to build it, and I was going to build it, and then I wasn't going to build it, and finally I decided I wasn't going to build it before changing my mind and deciding I will build it. One of the references I'll be using is Last Henning's cockpit for the Darth Vader model that he built. And one of the things that I was worried about was there's a bunch of pyramids all back here. So essentially what I'll be doing is getting some 4-sided dice, probably clear ones in this case, or translucent red ones, and start building up the back with that. I need like 6 to 10 of them per side, so that's 20 of them. The details on the front are different. There's some stuff sticking out though. And as far as the tube goes, can't really keep it because it goes in the middle. However, the wings are going to be heavy enough that it really warrants one big solid cross piece going throughout it all. And this also serves as a mounting point for the bottom bit, the stand rather, which will come up through the middle here. and possibly through the back. So there's a lot for me to think about that to see how far I proceed with this. What I'd like to do is slice the tube at these points and then do some smaller cross pieces to make it less obvious. However, I don't know if that's really going to work. And otherwise, I got to fit the pilot in here somehow. This is a Power of the Force 2 version. And at worst, what I could do, I've already pulled this guy apart. At least I thought I did. Alright, let me rip this toy a new one here. I don't know why it doesn't want to pop apart the way it did before. It's definitely difficult to pull apart in the first place. It likes to twist all over the place, so that doesn't really help out at all. Maybe I glued that back together. I don't think I did. But I guess I did. So what I was thinking is that chop off the little base for his head there, and I can put that on the front and kind of dress this bar up as the pilot in the cockpit. If I slice this back down in half, I can put that on the front there as well and just kind of make it less obvious that it's a steel or an aluminum pipe going through the middle. But I do got to get another one of these for the Pyro as well. So most likely the legs are going to be chopped off. I already bent these with heat and then froze them into position for a sitting version. So he pretty much fits without the bar in the middle. I kind of made up this cheesy little seat for the moment. Let's put the head on here again. Is that in shot? Yeah, my hands may have been blocking all that. Sorry about that. So this is just about to scale from what I can tell. And it will otherwise work well. I'll probably chop him at the knees at the very least if I do cut the cross brace in half. We'll see how that goes. What else? On the back here I've cut out the window. So that is now as it should be. It's a little rough around the edges, so I got to take a file and go in there. I expect these two models are not going to go fast. I definitely want to take my time with them and do them right. I got to wash them first still. Haven't done that at all. But I'm really psyched about this, and it's going to be a lot of fun and a really great build. And if I can get this cockpit going really well, then that's just going to add all that much more realism to it overall. So it's going to be lit. There's probably 5 or 6 red LEDs I'm going to have to use, possibly 1 or 2 white, and potentially a pair of amber. We'll see how that goes down the road, but obviously lighting is something I'm going to have to deal with pretty soon. So what I'll be doing is, I've been hung up just on this cockpit for a while and haven't moved at all in the last couple of weeks. So what I'm going to do is put this to the side for the moment, and I think the next video I do is going to be starting with the wings. And I'll get at least one of those going, and we'll go from there. So if those turn out to be easy, I'll do all 6 wings really quick, get the vacuum form of the spare parts like I need them, and hopefully by then I'll have picked up like 20 D4, so I can start building all this interior up, and we'll go from there. If it looks like it'll work out, then I'll proceed. Otherwise, I'll just skip the cockpit entirely. So I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya.